everybody when they're taught sales, this is 50 years ago and still today, they go,
Hmm.
all right, there's four steps to the sale: rapport and relationship, presentation, overcoming objections, and close. And we don't believe that. What we do is a little bit of recon. We have a good idea of who they are before we talk to them, and then in our discovery, which is sort of like is building rapport and relationship. But we want to understand, even though we have done a little recon and have a little bit of understanding, we have a conversation. And so our rapport and relationship and presentation are really what kind of mixed into one.
Hmm.
And really we just have a conversation. Oh, and one of the questions is, oh, you use that, oh, what do you like about it? I want to know what they like. And this is
Right.
one of the things everybody's scared shitless to ever ask anybody, because, oh, heaven forbid I ask what they like about the competition. Well, I want to know, what do you like? Because if I can provide the same things that you like, but I'm also going to ask, well, if you could have something a little bit different or the best that you could imagine, what would it be? And if there's some of those things that I can provide, well, I can provide all the good stuff already because I know what it is.
Right.
Because if I don't ask, I don't know what they like.
And
That's it's just in conversation. It's sort of a natural thing to ask in a conversation, but in a presentation, you're never going to do that.
not
Well,
at all.
we're JD Powers and Associates, ranked us number one. And all the stupid shit that
Hmm.
nobody cares about that you're going to say all about your. It's the same as like a salesy advertising. Just stop it. Let's have a conversation. And what we're going to do, I'm going to find out a lot about you. I'm going to find out about how you got into this business. And that's going to unlock a whole lot of information
Hmm.
and stories. And I go, oh, and I'm paying attention. And I go, well, what'd you do then? Oh, we did this. I go, oh, that's interesting. Did you, and so now I'm understanding way more than anybody has ever
Hmm.
asked them. And it's like, like in a conversation when, like you're out at a party or something, the one who asks the questions is the one who controls the conversation. The one
Right.
who asks the questions is the most interesting person, because the person that's responding is talking all about themselves, and that's the most interesting thing they can talk about.
Right.
So you do that. We do that in business, the same in life as you do in business. The same kind of conversation. Oh yeah, and then along the way, we're going to ask little tied down questions like, oh, so if you could have this, or we could provide that, or however you phrase the
Right.
question, that would help you, wouldn't it? Yeah, yeah, it
Right.
really would. Okay. So now we're tying this down along the way. We're tying it down, tying it down, tying it down. Where everybody else teaches you, step number four is close. You
Right.
had no
Close
good
them.
conversation. All you did is present, and now you're trying to get the business. And they go, well, I've got to think about it. And what they have to think about is all the stuff that you didn't cover when you should have, having a conversation. So we just it doesn't have to be. And usually too in business, when people are presenting, they use language that you don't usually use in real life.
Right.
And so it slows people down. They have to think about the word you just chose, because
Hmm.
it's not a normal word that they're used to. Well, sometimes you hear me say that. I go, Ian, stop. What does that word mean? I don't even know what it means.
Right.
And so you lost me. And be most people aren't going to go, hey, hold on, what do you mean by that? Because they don't want to look stupid.
Right.
They're just going to let you continue with the conversation. Meanwhile, you've lost them. They're still, you're four sentences ahead. They're still trying to understand what that $3 word that
Right.
you used meant. Even if you think they understand, they may not. So, you don't talk to sound uh, like businessy and astute. You talk in a way that they understand, because otherwise you're going to get to the end, and they're still going to be stuck on that $3 word, and
Right.
you missed probably one of the more important things that you wanted to you cover. So anyway, it's a conversation, and I'm going to use some of the vocabulary that they're using. This mirror image thing.
Yep.
If they are real academic, and you really want to use that, you want to match the vocabulary, that's fine. But they're also human, and so you want to use questions and stories, and all those things that are very human. And because they're not just an academic automatron, they're human with an academic spin. Don't most people in business forget about the human element. And I know some of them don't, but they do it in a sleazy way. They go, "Oh, here's pictures of my grandkids." Okay, that's great, but that's um, use to speak to them, speak with them. It's a conversation. You talk with them,
Right.
not at them.
At them.
So anyway,
And most of the time when you do ask them, one, mirror imaging I think is great. I never, in our industry, when you're talking to our clients, I never use industry language that I know. There's no way they know. They don't know. Like interchange, for an example, is a term that's used to describe what Visa and MasterCard put out there for cost. I don't, when you're talking, well, it depends on how you're sitting over interchange and the merchant's going, I don't even know what interchange is. What does this mean? Then you lose them automatically, right? But secondly, I think something to remember is when you go, what do you like about them? A lot of times they'll go, well, we like this, but one thing we really don't like is this. Oh, instead of going, what don't you like about them? I ask what you like about them. And and if I'm building rapport properly, they're going to be pretty transparent with me. And and also, I think choices are good, right? Do you think choices are good? Ian, do you think choices are good? Do you like having choices? Well, great, Mr. and Mrs. Banker. Wouldn't it be great if your merchant had choices too? So when they got declined through your program, they had a couple options to see which one would fit them better. Because all I want them to do is give my information to that merchant because I'm going to outsell whomever else is talking to them. I'm going to beat whoever else is talking to them. So I'm glad to have another service. Add mine to your list that way, so I'm building value in something different. Well, you probably want your merchant to have choices, right? So they don't feel like that they're just stuck with one option. Yeah, that sounds great. But I ask them, I don't tell them. You probably like choices, right? And they go, and you can see their body, you can hear it on the phone, right? You can hear, I can see choices are great. Great. Let's give choices to your client. Because you have to believe. I saw, and I can't remember who the baseball player was. One time I saw an interview on ESPN, and it was a pretty famous, and I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I just somehow got sucked into this interview. And the, the gal asking the question said, do you think you're the best baseball player in the world? And the guy goes, yes. She goes, well, that's kind of arrogant, isn't it? And he goes, well, I have to think that. Because if I don't think that, every time I'm up to bat, I'm going to strike out. So I have to go up there thinking that no one can strike me out, that I'm going to hit this out of the ballpark. Same thing. You have to go into whatever this conversation is and go, look, I'm going to, and it's not a win-lose thing. I like to think that whatever, and I know for a fact that whatever I sell, I believe in it, right? You believe in what you're doing, you believe in it. So you're helping these people. And if I feel like I'm helping you, I can be charmingly aggressive and it's forgivable. They go, hey, forgive my passion, but I just know this is really good for you and it'd be really good for your clients to have more than one option. And they go, oh, yeah, no problem. I can understand why and I know we're kind of getting out to a lot of different, because it all works together. It's just like, it's just, you gotta have like kind of every angle kind of covered. And depending on whom you're talking with is going to determine how you come in there. And that's that mirror imaging thing. I think Tony Robbins talked about doing an experiment that if you go to like a restaurant or a bar and you're sitting there and you start doing a certain mannerism, the person across the bar is going to start doing that too, because they kind of start watching. You ever go to somebody like this? Test this out. Go just like this. Go up to somebody and go, and you're not looking, but your dad is, or John is, so I'll show him. You go like this. You ever do that to somebody? You go like that. Do you know what they do instantly when you do that, when you're talking to them? They go, right? Because that's that leading thing. And you can do it verbally. You can do it if you're face to face. That's how you lead them to make the decision of what's best for them. And that's what you're providing. Does that make sense? How you lead? You always have to lead. We talk about tie down questions, but it's above. This is just a little above just normal tie down questions. You just have to lead them into making the right decision.